Ken Klippenstein, you've done it again. Immigration agents terrified of ICE backlash after shooting. They're getting scared, boyos. Leaked documents show Border Patrol needs volunteers for Minneapolis surge. Here's our lovely Gregory Bovino, Border Patrol commander, wearing a big coat, you know? Here, looking normal. It does look very SS. Yes, that is true. In the wake of an ICE officer's killing of Renee Good, the Department of Homeland Security is rolling out, quote-unquote, Operation Metro Surge, flooding Minneapolis with hundreds of additional federal agents, only to realize it doesn't actually have the confidence to match the bravado. While Homeland Security Kristi Noem and others in the Trump administration preen about justifying last week's shooting and trumpet their war on domestic terrorism, the DHS is privately divided and hesitant about the latest deployments. According to documents leaked to me, not only is the department seeking volunteers for the apparently unpopular mission, dude, DHS volunteers. They've already dropped the training time. They're already just bringing, they've already made it so you don't have to do sit-ups in the tests before becoming an ICE agent, okay? Now they need volunteers. And these are not like super committed. Like this is beyond scraping the bottom of the barrel, okay? This is your scraper has cut through the wood at the bottom of the barrel and you're now stabbing the dirt looking for worms. This is really, really, really bad for them. That's not surprising. We've all seen the videos, the recent ICE raids. Yeah, them slipping, all the Benny Hill shit, 100%. But volunteers? Seriously? Also, they don't want to do this for free. We know these agents are not willing to do this for, like, as volunteer work because they had to give them super checks during the government shutdown. They're not that loyal. According to documents leaked to me, not only is the department seeking volunteers for the apparently unpopular mission, it is urging its agents to maintain a low profile and comply with use of force policies. It is the best case scenario for us, and I'm not joking. Publicly, they're eating the bullet and saying everything that they could say to make themselves unpopular. In unrelated news, support for abolishing ICE is now about a 50-50 issue. Multiple polls. I've seen one with +2 points. I've seen one with -2 points. It shifted. It shifted like nearly 10 points in just a week because of Renee Good. So publicly, they're doing the most unpopular thing possible, which is defending the murder of an innocent woman. Privately, they're like, guys, we need to chill. Guys, please stop. Please stop. Dial it back. Look at this. God bless the Border Patrol agent who leaked this to Ken. Be mindful of operational security and officer safety. Do not wear your uniform or any piece of your uniform when entering or exiting your hotel. Looks great, by the way. Looks phenomenal, you know? Official policy. Do not make sure they don't know which hotel you're staying at. Do not display any Border Patrol or LEO insignia on your belongings. Do not divulge meeting, staging, or operation location. Do not divulge anything related to operations. Be mindful of what you post on social media. Turn off your location settings and set page to private. Always employ situational awareness. Sectors need to detail personnel to NAT OPS, DHS CBP, national operations, and select at-large and appropriate city. Oh, okay. This is like your... This is their website? This is their, like, here's how you sign up for your day pass or whatever? Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Obligated to work overtime. Note information below in the comment section of your time card, as well as the star number of the supervisor who approved it. It's probably always like this with cops, right? They probably do get like little stars after a good day. It's getting bad over there. Apparently, somebody in chat just asked what's stopping a bunch of woke lords from like flooding ICE with fake applications and then doing nothing. Holy crap, a real scandal. ICE sent a job offer to Laura Jadid, even though a quick Google search would have revealed who she was. She hadn't completed basic background check paperwork. She should have failed the drug test. Completely missed the email when it came. I kept an eye on my inbox for the next few days, but I'd grown lax when nothing came through. But then on September 3rd, it popped up. Please know this is a tentative offer only. Therefore, it does not end your current employment. Therefore, it does not end your current employment. The email instructed me. It then listed a series of steps I need to quickly take. I had 48 hours to log on to USA Jobs and fill out my declaration for federal employment, and then 5 additional days to return the form via email. Holy... A few months ago, ICE hired me. I didn't sign and submit any paperwork. Holy shit. That's really funny. That article is amazing. The sergeant she talked to seems to be offended. She didn't want to carry a gun and a badge. Why are they sending ICE application paperwork to lefty journalists, man? That's insane. They're not even Googling these people? The original thread had more screenshots. Yeah. But we're like off topic right now, okay? Hold on. The point, like this, it's all an indicator of overwhelming desperation, all right? On Friday, DHS sent volunteers to deploy to Minneapolis in part due to opposition within the ranks, according to Border Patrol agents and other Homeland Security workers who have reached out to me. Please begin canvassing your personnel for volunteers. ICE now operates like a fucking multi-level marketing scheme. If you can bring think about it, 2,000 ICE agents doesn't sound like a lot to occupy a whole city, but if each of you brings 2 friends and each of those guys brings 2 friends of their own, whew, buddy. Yeah, ask your family. The memo outlines a request for 300 additional personnel, 200 Border Patrol agents, plus 100 processing coordinators to be funneled into Operation Metro Surge. By the way, the fact that they're looking for volunteers, they are low on money, in spite of how much money has been directed towards the Department of Homeland Security, both by Trump and the Democrats in previous years. They are bleeding through it. Do you have any idea how much this must cost? We're talking tens of thousands of dollars of overcharged hotel fees for all these people. Like, we're talking, like, operationally, the cost of anything they're doing is probably an order of magnitude greater than whatever they had to do before. Am I stupid, or are they asking for internal volunteers? Yeah, that means they can't hire new people. If they're trying to scalp people from, not scalp, what's the term? Scrounge? What's the term I'm thinking of? Where you're pulling people from within the company? Scrape, poach was what I was thinking. If they're trying to poach Border Patrol and processing coordinators, like, I'm assuming more admin people to do ICE raids, it means they don't have the money to hire new people. Not good. A Border Patrol agent familiar with the discussion said the volunteer push reflects real unease in the ranks about the good shooting in Minneapolis and the related surge. We do have personnel, but some just don't want to go, the agent told me. Asked about the hunt for volunteers, DHS and Customs and Border Protection did not respond to my request for comment. By the way, like, this is how I know the authoritarian crackdown isn't happening. They would have killed Ken by now. I'm just saying that flat, okay? This is like the 20th scoop he's gotten. He does more work than any mainstream media journalist. They would have gotten him by now. He doesn't even have the protection of like a mainstream news network. They for sure, like, number one, they would have gotten after him. This is insane to me. This is more unpopular in the US than army contracts in Russia. Yeah, nobody likes that. We'll take a look at the polling data in a second, man, because it's really bad for them. The numbers are skewing hard in our favor, and they're shifting very, very quickly. TBH, the fact the org is buckling just from trying to occupy a small Midwestern city affirms to me they can't cancel elections or maintain any grip on power. Seriously, like, they are breaking their backs. They have sent a significant percentage of the entirety of ICE over to Minneapolis. I'm not saying Minneapolis is like a small city, but it's not one of the big ones. Like, if they can't handle Minneapolis, they would break like a wave against a rock wall in LA, New York, or Chicago, you know? Especially New York right now, the way that city's going. There might be some immature knuckleheads who think they are out there trying to capture Nicolas Maduro, but most field officers see a clear need for de-escalation. A high-level career official at Homeland Security headquarters in Washington also told me that this is so bad for them, dude. This is so bad. This is so bad. If Kristi Noem is going on mainstream news and saying, haha, Renee Good got what was coming to her, but the high-level officers within Homeland Security are wringing their hands and hemming and hawing over it, that is insane. Like, these are the people that you would expect to be the most bloodthirsty, right? Like, it's supposed to be reversed. The people who run the political game over ICE, like Kristi Noem, are supposed to go to the media and say, of course we're committed to the safety of every American. And then the people one step below her who run ICE directly are supposed to be like, on their off time, they're supposed to be like throwing knives at a dartboard with pictures of like local lefty activists on it. They're supposed to be the actual freaks. The fact that it's reversed that's really, really, really bad for them. They know they're cooked after Trump. Unironically, yeah. Like, these are people who are probably hoping to have a long federal career, and they understand that because of the Trump administration, there is a very real possibility that they're going to be brought, like, to trial over what they're doing. Like, if everything had just stayed Democrat, they could have gotten away. Everything would have been fine. But you with your pride and your ego, you had to f*** law. Literally, though, right? Like, that's literally what's happening here. They could have kept brutalizing immigrants under Democrats, their funds raising every year consecutively forever, but Republicans blew it the up. Does ICE hire women, by the way? Only if you're okay with being sexually assaulted by your coworkers. They ask you that in the form. They're like, do you mind if they grope you? And if you say yes, then it just wouldn't work. There is genuine fear that indeed ICE's heavy-handedness and the rhetoric from Washington is creating a condition where the officers' lives are in danger rather than the other way around. Well, there's your ICE agent right there. We're concerned about our safety, not the safety of the public who we keep, killing. Within hours of the shooting, Noam held a press conference declaring Renee Good had carried out an act of domestic terrorism when she attempted to run a law enforcement officer over, as Noam put it. There is a video, and she just lied. The Border Patrol agent said of Noam's characterization of the incident. The senior DHS official adds that an increasing number of Homeland Security workers are concerned about the public backlash. The claim is that recruiting is up, but there's also dread that the gung-ho types that ICE and Border Patrol are bringing in have a propensity towards confrontation and even violence. Really? Really? Wow. Today, Border Patrol Tactical Commander Greg Bavino circulated a legal refresher for agents in the field, including on use of force, not a move that screams certainty about their conduct. And the department has sent memos to volunteers from Minneapolis warning about their operational security, covering everything from removing any signs of law enforcement affiliation when they are around their hotels to turning off location settings on their phone. By the way, this didn't work, as somebody in chat keeps posting. About 4,500 ICE agents got doxxed the other day. A bunch of their names got leaked. So, should have engaged in more operational security, lads. Sorry. What's the difference between ICE and Border Patrol? Right now, functionally none. There used to be a bunch of differences in their jurisdiction and deployment, but now the Department of Homeland Security is throwing basically everyone they can at Minneapolis. Like, they're throwing ICE, they're throwing Border Patrol, they're throwing HSI, Homeland Security Investigations, they're throwing what is it? TAC? SecTac? BOTAC, thank you. Yeah, Border Operations Tactical. Thank you. Vortex, that sounds right. Something like Vortex, I don't know. It sounds lame, okay? It sounds like a Bionicle. But there used to be more of a difference between these groups, but right now they're so desperate, they're throwing everyone. Bortac, yeah, Bortac. Legal refresher on use of force. You're right, it really does not signal a bunch of confidence in the way they're operating currently, that they're sending out the email reminding people that you have to follow the law legally. Protected activity, in bold, at the top. The First Amendment protects freedom of religion, speech, press, right to assemble, and to petition the government. Well, that's good to know. Really, very happy to hear that they need this refresher, Not protected. Incitement, fighting words. They don't know what that means. It sounds like they're entering a war zone, said senior intelligence official who has been involved in discussions about calming the waters around ICE deployments. Telling a bunch of 20-somethings to be prepared for war and terrorism creates the very condition officials are cautioning about. The Border Patrol agent said that while a significant minority of his colleagues agree with him, they're not comfortable speaking out given the political climate. Unbelievable. Listen, I feel like I extend so much charity for my stream. I've even said, like, if you're a good cop, I kind of get it. Like, if you become a cop and you're not a violent freak, I don't think you're necessarily a morally unsalvageable person just because of the department you work for, right? Like, we do need police officers. As the system exists now, we couldn't, like, have none. And if you're a decent person and a cop, probably better you be there than them hire some dipshit to replace you. ICE has no, there is no, like, lesser evil argument to be had here. If you're in ICE and moral qualms are keeping you from, you're afraid of speaking up, quit. Genuinely, and this is the nicest thing I could ever say to you, okay? This is the nicest thing I could ever say. Quit before you regret it. Quit before the political climate makes martyrs out of your ranks, okay? Legitimately. Like, over time, it's only going to get worse for ICE agents. You know you're Hitler, just quit. It is the cleanest out you could possibly hope for, okay? It would be like quitting the Gestapo just in time so that they don't care about you when the Nuremberg trials come around. Like, if you quit due to moral concerns or you defect or something in, like, 41, they probably wouldn't come after you. Not because you didn't do monstrous things before that, but because at that point it's like, whatever, we've got bigger fish to fry. For your own sake, just quit. Why are you trying to help them out then? Because it's to our mutual benefit. They benefit by quitting. They get to sleep at night, for one. And for two, a bunch of ICE agents leaving when they're already having trouble filling their ranks would make our jobs a lot easier too. Quit after getting your next paycheck? Yes, take more money from the Department of Homeland Security budget and then leave. But only if your next paycheck comes within 1 week. If you just got your last bi-monthly or bi-week, whatever, your once every 2-week paychecks, you do not get to wait 11 more days to your next one, okay? Come on. Or don't quit, just stop showing up to work until they notice. Don't be a pussy. Just do what, like, a bunch of guys did on bases in Iraq and shoot yourself in the foot. All right? Come on. Come on. The agent also warned that the voluntary deployments, despite being symptomatic of splits within the agency, could further inflame the situation in Minneapolis. Key word is it's on a voluntary basis, the Border Patrol said. If no experienced senior agents step up, they send the new guys straight out of the academy. Not a good idea. Ooh. Sorry, we didn't get 200 volunteers straight out of Border Patrol. We're sending this, we're sending the Chud squad in, okay? All of them have a BMI of 52. None of them can do a single push-up, all right? We're trusting you, all right? Every single one of them has a Sonengrad tattoo. He continued. In a nutshell, it's us versus them on steroids, and I think some Border Patrol agents are more willing to use force and not feel restrained when you got DHS leadership lying to cover for them. For example, Kristi Noem lying her ass off, and what happened is like saying to the federal agents on the ground, just go ahead and do whatever you have to do. We got your back. We will always find a way to justify it. Crazy, huh? Seriously, it's going really, 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 really poorly for them. Like insanely poorly for them. I can't tell you how happy this makes me. The way this is playing out, you know? They're miserable. Everyone's public opinion is skewing massively against them. You know, they're being reminded. They're simultaneously getting the message that they can be egged on from Kristi Noem, but internal leadership is saying, please don't get all of us arrested. Please do not like. At the senior leadership in ICE right now, they're crossing their fingers, they're meditating, and they're just thinking, if I could get out of this without being executed, I would be so happy. If I could just accept a pension and rat out on Kristi Noem when I get brought to a Senate hearing or whatever and not be executed, that would be like amazing. That would be phenomenal, actually. Oh man. Meanwhile, the ICE agents that are still in Minnesota right now, been a lot of shit like this. Animals, dude.
Hey, back the f*** up!
Sidewalk.
Another example I saw shared constantly. Why are they taking the passenger? No reason. They literally have no authority to do this. Yes, that's also true. What are the whistles about? People are blowing whistles. Right? You guys all understand Minneapolis is an actual war zone right now. It's not a joke. Like Minneapolis right now is lawless. It's a fucking pathologic map out there. Like there are thousands of ICE agents. They're running around doing whatever the fuck they want. Every time they do anything, 50 trillion people are filming them. For the past few days, I've noticed libs are willing to die for liberalism in the face of this crackdown while the right are just not into it. I actually think that's true. There are right now thousands of people in Minneapolis who are genuinely risking their lives, getting close to filming, harassing, as is their God-given right, these ICE officers. Meanwhile, a lot of these ICE officers internally are like, I don't know about this one, guys. Ooh, this is getting a little bit scary. Oh, my tummy. Like there is a difference in conviction. It turns out that for the most part, people are more willing to fight to keep the world better than to make the world worse, you know? If you can believe it. Look, there's a million examples of their impropriety that we could look at, but we can't look at all of them right now. We can look at all of them in the future, but I can't look at all of them right now. You know what we should look at right now? New poll from YouGov. Now, I've seen a lot of variety here on whether or not people are pro or anti-abolish ICE. Like I've seen a lot of wavering. But you have to understand that the position of abolishing ICE was not even really like a popular position with Democrats a year ago, genuinely. But now, at least according to this YouGov poll, 46% support abolishing ICE. If you look at the breakdown right here from 2020 vote, the total support, look, people who voted Harris, 63% strongly support, 17 somewhat support, 80% support for abolishing ICE for those who voted for Harris in 2024, 83% for people who consider themselves liberals, 45% from people who consider themselves moderates, 45% from the moderates. That's pretty crazy. That's pretty insane. Whether you go by moderate ideology or party ID independent, more people favor abolishing ICE than disfavor it. It's an extraordinary shift. Keep in mind that this is distinct from the defund the police debate that took place with George Floyd, because, for one, that was always kind of hemmed and hawed even within liberal circles. It was, right? Like, in lefty circles, the defund the police thing was taken as gospel, but moderate liberals never really got on board with it. Whereas in this case, it's an overwhelming majority of people who consider themselves liberals. Also, we're not talking about defunding ICE, we're talking about abolishing ICE. Now, I'm not going to pretend that Democrats are going to hop on board of this and immediately implement it or whatever. They're not. Like, they're going to continue to disappoint us. But this should be seen as a reflection of how ineffective the propaganda from the administration is. You know, shit is not working. Not working. Not even a little bit. Not even slightly. I love the race breakdown. Yes, for black people, it's plus 44 points towards abolishing ICE. For Hispanic people, it's plus 27. For white people, it's minus 12. But again, we all know that white people are Yakubian, right? Innately evil. So minus 12 for even the white demographic. It's not that bad. Chat, are we winning? Right now, we are without a doubt winning the propaganda war. And that is in large part due to the incredible work, not only of our brave and bold posters online, but also from the thousands of noble people in Minneapolis who are recording and fighting against their militarized occupation. Seriously, hats off to them, you know? The only people who aren't doing anything from the left side right now are Democratic politicians. Useless people. Absolutely useless. Will Stansel's following ICE in his hands and or in his Honda and harassing them. Yeah, Will Stansel is going sicko mode 100%. The amount of silence from Walz is infuriating. Yeah, him. Any competent Dem governor right now should be sounding the alarm like as loud as possible over and over. Every day there should be a press conference from again, this is like just normal competent governance. Every day a new press conference where he shows videos of ICE officers breaking the law and he's like, these these people should be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. My investigators are opening up like literally just do it for everything all the time. He's failing his people, he's failing his state. It's pathetic. Can you please emphasize this list of Dems who signed a resolution thanking ICE for their service last summer? Oh, trust me, I emphasized it plenty back when this roll call vote was put out. Yeah, 75 yays from Democrats. I'm aware. And that was with Trump in office. Is Walz really just too nice, or is this active capitulation? It's active capitulation. Let's not whitewash it by pretending that it's just Walz being like a nice guy. He's not being nice right now. He's failing his people. He's throwing them to the wolves. That's not nice.